Anna Kasparian, if you guys don't know her, she's awesome. She runs the Young Turks, and she's really just been calling out Israel. I think she truly doesn't give she truly doesn't give a damn anymore. So she's been going on social media, and I'm going to show you a video as well. And she's just basically just straight up calling the Israeli occupation of the U.S. government. She doesn't give a damn. I think if you're my audience, I know you don't give a damn. And it's really nice to start. It's really nice seeing large public figures and political commentators just starting to call out the fact that America is basically a shell company for Israel at this point. So she went on social media and she stated today, there is no clash. We are occupied. And this is quoting somebody who stated, it seems U.S.-Iran policy is being shaped by an internal clash between Rubio's hawkish wing and Witkoff's role as Trump's envoy, which is basically BS because, as we all know, it's really just fully Israeli pressure on the United States to go to war with Iran. That's what's going on here. And she stated, there is no clash. We are occupied by Israel. All of these ghouls want war with Iran on behalf of Israel. We go into debt and risk the lives of our soldiers to fight the battles of a foreign country looking to expand its empire. Almost every U.S. politician or political operative is in on it, including J.D. Vance, who is funded by Epstein's buddy Peter Thiel. Stop with the bullshit. They be clashing theater already. Every one of them is Israel's bitch, which is absolutely reality. So, Anna, you're awesome. Thank you for just starting to call. I mean, she's been calling it out. A lot of other people have as well. And I think we've reached a point. I hope we've reached this point. I know I definitely have, where we don't have time to give a shit anymore about just calling it out for what it is, which is Israeli occupation at this point. I try not to use the word control too much. I say heavily influence. Sometimes I say control when I think it's very, very obvious where, yes, this is actually a controlling situation. A lot of the other times I'll say heavily influence. Regardless, what's going on is there is undue pressure, control, influence, bribing, blackmail, and everything else by Israel. And the vast majority of the American public, or I'd say a lot of the American public, is starting to recognize this, and hopefully more and more over time. She also went on social media today and she stated this. Anna Kasparian reads leaked claims alleging Epstein worked directly for Israel. I know we all know that, but let's just go ahead and listen to this clip here. Take a listen.
So let's get to some of the headlines that were featured over at Drop Site News, because they poured over the Ehud Barak emails to Epstein, which of course were leaked as part of a hack. They also reported on the various documents and emails that were released by both Democrats and Republicans in the House Oversight Committee. So with that in mind, I mean, this is based on hard evidence. They were able to report the following stories. Epstein helped broker an Israeli security agreement with Mongolia. Interesting. Epstein helped Israel build a back channel to Russia during the Syrian civil war. That's not all. Epstein helped Israel sell a surveillance state to the Ivory Coast.
And let's just stop right there. Also, I want you guys to read the headline. Ben Shapiro claims there's no evidence tying Epstein to Israel. I already made a previous video on this, and every day that passes, Ben Shapiro is spewing his BS about how there's no evidence whatsoever. What's really telling here, and I'm gonna play another video with Tucker Carlson also having to deal with Laura Loomer again, is that the Israel mob is so set on not bringing up Epstein, saying that the Epstein files are completely ridiculous, they're boring, not wanting to admit the fact that Epstein was an Israeli operative. They're really just trying to turn a blind eye, and they think that we're stupid, it seems like. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, you know that Ben Shapiro is lying based on how quickly he speaks, and because he's always speaking quickly, you know he's always lying. That's ultimately what's going on here. The guy is consistently lying for the state of Israel, and he's like a squeaky little thing. It won't stop talking. He'll keep lying continuously, and he'll only say what's good for Israel, never what's good for America. I think, if you're watching my channel, you know that one of the things I'm really really interested in more than anything is the John F. Kennedy assassination and researching John F. Kennedy's assassination. And I still do that. I'm actually bringing somebody on next week to discuss the John F. Kennedy assassination with you guys. And nothing set me off more than seeing Ben Shapiro come on and just publicly state, while the JFK files are being released, publicly state, I don't care who killed JFK. It seems that everything consequential for the United States, the Israel mob doesn't care. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting when all hell breaks loose in the United States, that's exactly when they stop caring. They only care when it has to do with Israel. But everything that's actually consequential for the state of America, they don't care. And I'm going to be doing another video on it in just a few videos from now. I mean, for love of God, we have, Lord, how come you don't see any of the Israel mob talking about the release of the 9/11 documents? That's interesting. I'm going to be I don't want to touch too much on that since I'll be talking about it more heavily here in a bit. But what you'll notice is they truly only care about Israel, and they'll lie. They'll lie intentionally, just like mainstream media. They are mainstream media to cover up their tracks and to cover up the tracks for Israel. So let's just listen to a little bit more of this here.
So let's get to some of the headlines that were featured over at Drop Site News, because they poured over the Ehud Barak emails to Epstein, which of course were leaked as part of a hack. They also reported on the various documents and emails that were released by both Democrats and Republicans in the House Oversight Committee.
And I think that's enough of Anna's video here, because I already did go over a lot of the documents with you guys. What you might have seen is we already saw many of the documents linking Epstein to Ehud Barak. They're consistent back and forth. Not just documents. We've also seen and listened to Epstein's audio with Ehud Barak. I'm going to play another one here in a bit where they're continuously talking, helping Ehud Barak figure out what to do in his career, figuring out how to help Israel, continuously talking, connecting him with powerful individuals in tech. Epstein, boasting about the fact that all roads lead to Tel Aviv. Just straight out saying it. All roads lead to Tel Aviv, trying to be funny, trying to just laugh it off while just admitting the truth that everything that seems to be going wrong, it always leads back to Tel Aviv. So, this is who these people are. This is who these people are. And we really, just as a collective on social media all the time, we have to continuously be using our voices and calling this out. It's truly the last thing I feel like we have at this point is our voice. And they're actively trying to strip that away from us. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you click the subscribe button below and give it a thumbs